Call to order Town of New Windsor Town Council meeting for August 6, 2025. Please join me in the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for attending tonight. To our residents, this meeting is open to the public. Public comment will be taken at the end of the meeting. Anyone wishing to speak is requested to sign in and shall be a resident of New Windsor. When you speak, state your name and address, and please be advised that you will be held to a three-minute time limit. All right. Our first item is approval of approval of July 2nd, 2025 Town Council meeting minutes that you should have received from Clerk Treasurer Mangus. All right. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion to accept the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second. All in favor, please state aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Let's see, the mayor's report. Let me go through the list. Initially, I didn't think I had much of a list, but I do, so I'll try to be as brief as possible. Events and meetings attended on July 2nd. I attended the monthly Music on the Main meeting. On the 9th, I attended the Maryland 31 Streetscape monthly progress meeting. That was a virtual meeting for me. July 11th, I attended the Historical Society of Carroll County Shaken Not Stirred events, stories of summers past in Carroll County, which I found pretty interesting, hearing stories from yesteryear about the towns in our county. July 11th, I attended the town CPR and first aid class, and I just received my laminated card, so I am certified. July 18th, I attended an informational meeting with the owners of a local property, along with Town Manager Dye and Public Works Director Myers. The meeting was to discuss the potential acquisition of town property. On the 19th, I attended a Stop NPR informational Stop NPR, MPRP, not NPR, MPRP informational meeting with the local farm owners. The meeting was held to provide updates on the efforts to stop the MPRP power line project. As I've stated before, the MPRP stands for the Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project, which is a proposed power line project that runs through Baltimore County, Carroll County, and Frederick counties. If this project is allowed to proceed, power lines will be installed through many of the neighboring farms. If you haven't already done so, I encourage you to encourage residents to visit www.stopmprp.com and click on here to watch the video by artist Nolan Matthews called Unyielding Grounds, the Fight Against MPRP. On July 19th, I attended the 6th annual Anchored Mini Boat Parade held at Flood Zone to benefit the New Windsor and Union Bridge Fire Departments. On the 24th, I attended the Traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall planning meeting. For more information, please reference Babylon Vault's company webpage and New Windsor's Facebook page. We just recently posted the order of events for those days, which are October 9th through the 13th. And then, last but not least, I attended all town meetings and staff meetings. Upcoming events scheduled for now are the Maryland 31 Streetscape monthly progress meeting. And I'd also like to bring up, revisit the Sustainable Maryland program to see if the town is interested or like to proceed with this program. Please see the information at your desk there. If you remember last month, in July, I mentioned that after the meeting, we had to make a decision as a council to decide if we want to proceed with the program. If we do, there are a couple items that we need to do. First, step one, which is on that list of the sheet of things that I gave you earlier. We have to pass a resolution, and I have the sample resolution. I think you all have a copy as well. Your municipality must pass a resolution that states its intent to pursue Sustainable Maryland certification to become a registered Sustainable Maryland community. Step two is to register, and there's a little more involved than that. Step three is review and select the actions. Step four is create a green team and action plan. That's the part that I think will be a little involved, but not too hard to overcome. And step five is submit application for certification. So as a council, I'm asking, is this something that we see benefit? If so, we'll, I guess, need a motion to pass it, and then I'll give Attorney Ostrander a copy of the resolution, which I think you do have a copy of. So, any views on this? Again, the benefit of this is it opens us up to grants for the things that we'd like to try to achieve, particularly the walking path and community gardens. So,
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I would support adopting this resolution.
okay. Anyone else?
I agree.
All right. Do I hear a motion?
So I make a motion that we adopt this resolution. Does that work?
You can, frankly, I think it's cleaner to just draft it in final, and then you adopt it at, pardon me, at the next meeting.
Okay, so
Okay.
can we do that, and then I'll make the motion at the work session?
Okay.
Yeah.
Really not terribly difficult
No,
to.
just stick stuff in here, it looks like, yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Take sample off the front.
Okay.
So unofficially, officially, we are
Yeah.
proceeding forward with the Sustainable Maryland registration. Good deal. That's all I have. All right, let's move to the council committees, community enhancement. Councilwoman Schultz.
Good evening, everyone. I went to the usual meetings, the council and the work session, Music on the Main, National Night Out. There were no human service programs at Carroll County meetings in July, so I didn't attend those. The mayor already mentioned the Babylon vault sponsorship of the Traveling Vietnam War Memorial. And I wanted to just let the community know that the sponsors and the vault company are encouraging the community to be part of the escort, which is Wednesday, the 8th. So they're inviting motorcyclists, motorcycle groups, Vietnam veterans, active duty military and veterans, fire departments, and Jeep groups to be part of the escort to the fire department here. It's going to start at 8:30 a.m. at the Mount Airy Fire Company Activities Building, which is at 1008 Twin Arch Road. I put the link on my report, but you can find it on the Babylon Vault website too, because they want you to contact somebody if you want to be part of that. But the community can be part of it by lining along High Street or Route 31 that morning. It looks like they're trying to get here at about 10:30, so obviously you want to line up earlier than that. And they're encouraging people to hold signs and flags, and we just had our Music on the Main meeting, and we're going to look into getting flags to give away at Music on the Main if folks want a flag. So I think it would be great if we could have a really strong showing for the wall coming into town that day. And they still need volunteers while the wall's in town, so you would want to contact Tammy at Babylon Vault. Just a reminder, the Music on the Main's coming up and that we still have vendor spots available. And we are encouraging vendors to decorate in a red, white, and blue theme to honor the presence of the wall the following week. The Carroll County Downtowns group did meet in July, and they're just beginning to plan for holiday shops, small promotions. So, all right, stay tuned. I missed the word tuned, but I'll have more on that next time. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Public Works.
Good evening, everyone. Public Works highlights for the past month include, in July, the Public Works crew performed in-depth cleanup at all the water station facilities. All station buildings and fence lines were string trimmed, and all equipment was moved and stored indoors. The Gear Lane facility and yard waste areas also received extensive cleanup. The Public Works crew picked up yard waste on the scheduled days in July. The Public Works crew continued to paint the curbing in front of fire hydrants and on the corners and no parking areas. Public Works worked on cleaning out town items from the 211 High Street building in preparation for future construction. And Public Works met with our paving contractor to perform a walkthrough on future paving projects you'll hear about later. And of course, Public Works continued to keep up with their mowing responsibilities. The Planning Commission met in July. The Planning Commission received a briefing from Carroll County on the Water Resource Element 2024 New Windsor Summary. I want to publicly thank Town Manager Dye and Public Works Director Myers for the comprehensive work they performed for the report. The Planning Commission also received a briefing on the 10-year master plan for Springdale Preparatory School by representatives from their civil engineering and architectural firms. No representatives from the school management were in attendance at this meeting. The next scheduled Planning Commission meeting is Monday, October 25th at 6 p.m. And councilman highlights participated in all the monthly town council meetings except the workstation when I was out of town. Met the music on the main meetings and the Planning Commission scheduled meetings. Attended the monthly State Highway Administration virtual meeting on the town streetscape project. Attended a walkthrough of the 211 High Street building with Mayor Cornick, Town Manager Dye, and Public Works Director Myers. We were assessing the condition of the building and discussing the steps to move forward. Also attended a meeting with Town Manager Dye and Public Works Director Myers discussing some town property. And although this happened in August, not July, I had the pleasure on Tuesday hanging out with Mayor Cornick and previous Mayor Roop, painting fire hydrants. We'll continue to paint fire hydrants on Tuesday mornings, 8 to 12 throughout August, if you want to volunteer your time. Later, we moved to setting up tables and chairs for the National Night Out event, which I also attended. Hats off to Master Deputy McGinnis, who did a great job organizing that event.
Hey, just confirmation on the next planning commission meeting,
Did I get a wrong date? August?
August 25th.
You said October.
I said October? Wow, no, it's August. Well, thank you for catching that.
You wrote it, but you
I wrote
said.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Water and Sewer, Councilman Brock.
A couple of water and sewer updates. There was a sewer backup at the 1200 Green Valley Road, which is the 911 call center. Backup occurred requiring dispatchers to work remotely. Tree roots were the cause. They entered a unglued PVC joint, and Mid-Atlantic Utilities installed a modern cleanout to prevent future root intrusions. Snyder's booster station has had several generator power failures. During the recent storms, the generator failed to start due to a compromised water pump. The generator control panel only monitors the A and C legs of the three-phase power, so it did not trigger an alarm. Public Works has implemented monitoring improvements. The existing transfer switch will require programming updates and might be a challenge due to its age, however. Public Works also replaced several old meters due to failure. As part of a replacement program, we are working on an agreement with First Class Mechanical to replace older meters and bring meter-related components up to code. Public Works Director Myers will have more on all of that later. For my highlights, I attended the council meeting on the 2nd of July and the work session on the 21st. I attended National Night Out last night. Thank you, Master Deputy McGinnis, for putting it all together. Continued working on possible walking path routes. We'll have more of that to come later, and continued conversations with Master Deputy McGinnis and Mayor Cornick regarding increased law enforcement to help with traffic and speeding concerns.
Thank you very much. Any questions? All right, Public Safety and Health, Councilman Howard.
Good evening, everyone. I attended the Opioid Prevention Coalition meeting on July 9th. I left the meeting minutes for everyone to review there. Attended the Camp Cops graduation on July 18th. Again, Master Deputy McGinnis, phenomenal event there, and also last night with the National Night Out. So thank you so much for putting everything together. Also attended the work session on July 21st. Upcoming meeting and events. The next Opioid Prevention Coalition meeting is on Wednesday, September 10th, 9 to 11 at the Carroll County Health Department. Then there's also a Sober Living 2025 Hope and Healing Fest that's going on at the Coppermine Cascade Park on September 13th from 12 to 5. And then for the entire month of September, they're looking to do Carroll Goes Purple, where all the buildings are decorated are lit up with the color purple, and that's to raise awareness about addiction prevention and recovery. So that's something that I'll put more information out about that and see if we can get the local businesses involved with that, and also local residents if they would like to light up their homes as well in the color purple. And that's all I have.
Wonderful. Councilman Howard, thank you for bringing that up. I know that the health department has asked us several years, and I'm hoping we can make it happen this year. I was going to ask a question. Is there a way to light any of our lights around Town Hall on the building with just temporary purple LEDs?
We have light bulbs right out here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can switch the bulbs out. They sell like a remote kit for bulbs now.
Oh, okay.
Possibly change the color, but I'd have to look at the configurations.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Good deal.
very good.
Thank you for that information. Okay. Councilman Wolf Mallow is not with us in attendance today, so we will move on to Town Manager Dye.
Okay, good evening. Just a few things, short report on the Main Street and High Street paving. CJ Miller has completed all the paving, and just the striping still needs to be done yet. On the Maryland 31 sidewalk and road improvement project, found out from a source at MDOT-SHA and confirmed on an MDOT website, this project has been funded for construction. So that is some long-awaited good news. The following dates per the MDOT website, the advertisement date is December 15th of 2026. Bid due date is January 21st of 2027. I have 2017. Notice to proceed is March 29th of 2027, and it fell into, I thought this was interesting, a cost class range of $5 million to $10 million. So, again, that's good news.
That's good news. Wow.
Good news.
Wow.
Long-awaited good
More than
news.
I thought it would be. Wow.
Yeah, the other category was, I think, 3 to 5, and I thought it was going to be in there.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the website, it had a class code designation at the higher amount. So,
That's great.
good news.
If you don't know, we have been waiting to do this project since about 1992 or 3. So this is,
Wow, if I had known that, I would have approved banners and streamers and fireworks.
That's awesome.
Man, that's
as long
great.
as I've been living here, we've been promised this project, so.
And then just the Frank G. Schaefer Memorial 5K, this will be our 5th year. It's set for Saturday, October 18th at 9 a.m. at Wakefield Valley Park. Registration is open on runsignup.com. Please spread the word. Contact Town Hall with questions and/or if you need more information. We're going to be getting ready to send out our sponsor forms, letters, and application for that. And we've had our first meeting last week. And then just lastly, our upcoming meetings, Monday, August 18th is the work session. Wednesday, September 3rd is council, and Monday, September 15th is the next work session after that. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Public Works Director Myers.
Good evening, just a couple highlights. I worked with Mid-Atlantic Utilities to install a meter pit in Atlee Ridge. Participated in several phone calls and meetings with Kelly Generator, EnviroRep, GMB, Rodke Electric to identify generator issues at the Blue Ridge Pump Station with our new generator. Worked on site at the 9/11 Center and deployed Vogel Septic in an attempt to clear the blockage. Met with county maintenance regarding the sewer blockage. Coordinated sewer lateral repairs with the county and Mid-Atlantic Utilities, including replacement of the cleanout and clearing the obstructions. Met with Douglas Landscaping at Town Hall to discuss the Cannon area improvements at War Memorial Park. Met with CPE to evaluate the road segments and establish a plan for the repairs based on condition and funding. Had a meeting with Hydroterra regarding Atlee Well and Dennings Well. And we rescheduled the Atlee Well testing for late fall when testing is more favorable. We responded to multiple SCADA calls caused by power disruptions following recent storms. Responded also to several calls at the Blue Ridge Sewer Station due to storm-related failures of the power. Met with Rodkey Electric at the Blue Ridge Sewer Station to install a power quality meter to monitor and compare voltage and amperage between the utility and generator sources. Coordinated a tour of the public works facilities with new council members and participated in several meetings at 211 High Street. A little update with the new vehicles. The single cab truck and snow removal equipment were rejected by the public works supervisor due to discrepancies in color and features based on the original bid. The dealership was unable to locate a matching truck and was instructed to place a new order per the original agreement. The new estimated delivery is August 18th, and the model year will be a 2026 instead of a 2025. We missed the ordering window for the 25. They're also going to give us $1,000 credit for that issue.
Same price?
Huh?
Is the price gonna be the same?
Price is $1,000 lower.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
One of the crew cab's trucks were built on July 28th and is expected to arrive before both the single cab and the second crew cab truck. The next steps after delivery is transfer the existing equipment from the old crew cab to the new unit and order the snow removal equipment for the second crew cab. So Apple Ford's been pretty good to work with. There was a discrepancy in the color. It was going to come in as white instead of silver. And the other thing, it was going to have a smaller motor in it than what was spec'd, and that's not something we wanted to accept. They did offer us a better deal if we took the truck the way it was. However, the resale value wouldn't have been as high, and ultimately we're looking to, maximize that when we decide to sell the vehicle. Other than that minor issue, we're pretty good there. I did reach out to both people that we had agreements with about purchasing the 21 and the 23, and both are fine with waiting an extended period of time until the new trucks come in. So that's all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. Do you have, anyone have any questions? Okay. Community deputy.
Good evening, everyone. I have a rather long report tonight, but it's a good long report, so hopefully we can take some positive away from that. I wanted to start by mentioning with Camp Cops, because it was mentioned by Dante earlier, so I wanted to remind everyone of, it's on here. It's a red light, so is that good? Is red light good?
Yeah, it's on, as long as there's a light on.
Camp Cops is, it was the second weekend, or the second, I believe it was July 14th through the 18th. So it's a 40-hour camp. It's very unique that our county holds a summer camp for police. Middle school kids are invited to come to this, 6th through 8th grade, and it's $75 a person. And it is just such a great experience that we have here in the county. I was actually able to, and the reason I'm mentioning this is there was a handful of kids from town that I was actually able to meet and become familiar with, and it was great to know the faces and the names. And most of them were from Snyder Summit, which was pretty cool, being the new development up there and getting to know ceremony every day, so every single morning we lined them up and had them, you know, if they weren't acting right, we had them do push-ups and sit-ups, and they learned their lessons the hard way a couple of days, but they all just participated so well, and it's just, you know, having a little one at home now, it's just so cool to see development and them learning and giving back from that aspect. So I wasn't here in town the 14th through the 18th, but it was definitely well worth it for me, contributing to Camp with Cops and becoming familiar with young faces in town here. It was great. So with that, I guess I'll begin my report as well. So July 2nd through August 6th, 2025, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office received 27 calls for service within the town of New Windsor. Those calls for service, one was found to be reportable on 7/26/25 at 2:19 a.m. The passenger in a motor vehicle began messaging 911. I believe it was through text message to notify them that he was in the vehicle with an impaired driver. Later, deputies discovered the vehicle in the 300 block of High Street, running and occupied by the driver. The driver agreed to submit a standardized field sobriety check and was found to be driving under the influence. The driver was arrested and later released on citations. And then that was the only reportable incident I had in town. I had to check twice and 3 times just to make sure that that was the case, because it's very rare, but it was a good thing. So National Night Out, special thank yous to a lot of you in the room, to be honest. I know everybody had mentioned that thank you to me, but it really took us all to make this a special thing. New Windsor Fire Department, I wanted to start off by thanking them because we couldn't have a space, we couldn't have an event. You know, that space is just so nice to have, and it's walkable. I was actually thinking about the other events, and Tawnytown throws a very large event, but their event is out near the park there behind FlowServe or next to FlowServe, and it's not very walkable. And then Union Bridge doesn't really have a space at their event, so it's a rather small event. So without that space down there, the power hookups, the tables that are supplied, we can tell the vendors, hey, you know, what do you need from us? We got tables, chairs. Do you need power? Do you need water? What do you need? And that accommodates them, and it makes it such a great event. So thank you to them for basically donating the space each year for us to use. New Windsor Lions Club consistently contributes to National Night Out, providing food and refreshments. Each year that I've done it, they've done the hot dogs, the ice cream, the sodas, and they're a huge sponsor of the event. Really happy to have them again this year doing that. 7-Eleven, very generous donations from them. They came through big time this year. Actually, when I was doing my homework in the beginning of the year, my pamphlet said 7-Eleven was a sponsor this year. So I made a couple phone calls and talked to the store owners, local store owners, and became familiar with John Treadway, who's the regional manager, and he just hooked us up down there. For all of you that attended the event, they did a great job with their donations, and then actually all their extra donations they gave back to the Lions Club that they couldn't use. So that was very nice of them. And then Kim, thank you very much for all your help with registrations, logistics, and event organization. If I had an email that came through and I was like working on something else, I just forwarded it to you and you were like done, taken care of. Appreciate all your help. That made it go seamlessly. And it was a lot easier for me to organize the event from that. Mayor Kevin Cornick, Councilman Dave Huffman, and Neil Root. It's funny not saying something in front of Neil Root. But you guys, after you got done painting the hydrants, came down and helped me. So Dave was much appreciated that. Public Works, I didn't add that on, but I typed it down. Public Works actually went out and mowed the lawn for me, I believe, twice before the event, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys hooked this up. Thank you so much. It looked great. We were supposed to get the helicopter in this year, and it was on the event plan that I sent out. I actually had an ops plan that I actually sent out to all the vendors and everyone else to let them know where to park, where to not be when the helicopter's landing. And I was really looking forward to it this year, but unfortunately, they had 2 other events that they went to. We were supposed to be in at 7:15, and when they were flying to our event, they had a mechanical issue, they said, so they had to take it back to the hangar. So hopefully next year we'll be at the top of their list, and they won't have 2 other events before us. But I think that was the only one that they had on their list for Carroll County, so fingers crossed we can get them in next year. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to the 30 different organizations that attended this year. It's going to take me a minute to get through them all here, but I'll get started. The Carroll County Community Mediation Center, the Maryland Department of Juvenile Services, the New Windsor Heritage Museum, Sunday Morning at Savannah's, Carroll County State's Attorney, Human Service Programs in Carroll County Department of Social Services, AC&D Bank, Carroll Community College, Campus Police, Carroll County Housing Department of Citizen Services, Carroll County Bureau of Housing, Office of State Fire Marshal, Carroll County Bureau of Aging and Disabilities, New Windsor Lions Club, Carroll County Emergency Communication Center, Care Healing Center, Avalon Ball Company, Carroll County Emergency Management, St. Luke's Lutheran Church, Maryland State Highway Administration, Carroll County Health Department, District 5 Legislation, St. Paul's UMC Shepherd Staff, Carroll County Department of Human Resources, Eclectic Motor Company, Springboard Community Resources, Girl Scouts of Central Maryland, and 7-Eleven. So I just wanted to thank all those sponsors for attending this year's event. Made it pretty special. So thank you to everyone, and I really appreciate all the insight and support. So hopefully we can make it better each year.
Well, Deputy McGinnis, I'll just personally say I thought you did an awesome job in coordinating the whole thing, and while everybody did help, you kind of steered the ship. So I thought it was a great event, and we look forward to next year. Good work.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, sir. West Carroll is not here. Fire Chief, do we have a report from the fire department? Okay. Treasurer's report.
All right. So ZA, our auditors, have contacted me, and we are in the beginning stages of our fiscal year 25 audit.
I know, no one talked to me until November 1st.
I will be presenting 2 policies at the work session meeting for council review. These policies will be record retention and investment policy. I was going to submit more, but these 2 are rather lengthy, and are needed ASAP. So I want you guys to focus on those. We did receive an email from Kenneth Morris, Chief Investment Officer with the state, and we are confirming with his office. However, per new Maryland Code, Local Government 17-205, local governments are required to have an investment policy that is consistent with the guidelines adopted by the state. In addition, local governments are required to send a copy of the most recent updated investment policy to the state treasurers. We do have an investment, we don't have an investment policy. We do have an investment that is coming to mature on tomorrow. Those funds will be put into general capital reserve until the investment policy is submitted and accepted by the state, so we don't cross any lines.
Do you want to mention how much you made on that investment?
Yeah, so we invested that about a year ago for $249,592, and we've made over $10,000
Nice.
in interest. But until all of that, we're gonna follow the right protocol. And we're confirming. Did he email you back, Gary?
We've been talking about it a
Did
little
he
bit.
email you back? I know you emailed him confirming a couple things.
Yeah, he didn't respond.
Okay.
Double check, but I don't believe so.
And then that's that. At the work session meeting, I reported on the fiscal 25 budget review. I made a mistake and said that $430,459 should be transferred into enterprise capital reserve, with $252,364 of that coming from the water sewer hookup fees. In the past, once we received those fees, they automatically got transferred into the developer fund. I went ahead and did that when we got them in November. And then we used to have a line in our budget and expenditures that would even those out. So I only transferred $178,095 to the enterprise capital. If you add those 2 numbers together, they equal that 430 number. So just letting you guys know that. We made interest off of that 252 number more, so it was better in our favor. And then on July 23rd, we had a check intercepted in the mail for $12,366.97. PNC actually caught us to verify it before they cashed it. Of course, it was denied right away. It was also flagged with ACNB and our positive pay. No money was lost to the town. We follow the standard protocol as per the policy that was just written and approved. It is hand directed. All checks are hand delivered to the actual postmaster. Once they're out of our hands and to the postmaster, we don't have any control over them. That's why we do have positive pay set up. So when that does come, it is automatically flagged as a no, and those funds are not released or anything like that. So, but that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Dana, did you say that the investment policy has to be approved by the state?
That's what we are confirming with them. That was new.
I think that's the new part. I think
That's the
that's
new
part
part.
of the new part.
Yeah.
Wow, so I wonder what kind of time frame that's gonna take. I mean, if we're gonna hold off investing until we get,
I don't know that it, because it's new, a new requirement, I have no way of really predicting that. It is to be hoped if we write to them and say, here's our new policy, based on your new policy, and by the way, we're sitting on some coin we'd like to invest, maybe they'll take pity on us.
So they give you sort of like a template.
So the state wrote a new investment policy.
Yeah.
And I have that. I do not reinvent the wheel with this. I found a couple investment policies and took their investment policy and made it fit New Windsor. I am currently reviewing it myself before it goes to Michelle tomorrow, and then Gary, and then to you guys, just so we dot all of our T's and cross our I's. But yes, hopefully it will not get held up too much.
thank you.
No problem. We do still have 3 other investments that are already invested, and that, I mean, yeah, that was $750,000 is still invested and making interest.
All right, thank you, Clerk Treasurer Mangus. Any questions? All right, thank you. Water and Sewer Billing Clerk,
Hi, everybody.
Ms. Hershey.
So, the beginning of this quarter, I worked with Diversified, and the tiered system that we've implemented is in place in our billing software. So the next billing, everything will be reflected on the next water bill. Wayne, Gary and I met with a severely delinquent homeowner for an inactive account for a previous tenant. That's been resolved finally after 2 years. It's been resolved. Everybody's happy. So that slate's clean. And this is a reminder that water bills were due last week. And when I ran the delinquent report, there were many delinquents. And we don't want anyone who is early fees or worse. With that said, the next few days, payment reminders and service interruption notices will be issued. In fact, today, 31 shut-off notices were delivered to homes. 31. 3 of those paid before 3 o'clock. They either came to me or they called and paid or paid online. 148 delinquent accounts as of yesterday.
It's very high, isn't it, Kim?
Very high. I spoke with Connor this morning, so we're gonna try to come up with some different ideas on how to fix this. I don't know what the issue is, because we had delinquents under control, really under control. And, I don't know.
So you haven't heard from folks saying I didn't get the bill or anything like that?
We have had some of that, but
Okay.
that's normal.
Like a little, yeah.
That's also sometimes, never mind. 90 delinquent letters are gonna be issued by Friday. Those are just the letters that I send out to someone who is new on my list. Hey, just a reminder, your water bill's due. So that's what I.
How many letters did we put out today?
31.
Yeah.
Will delivered 31 in a matter of an hour and a half.
Hangers. Yeah,
Door
hangers.
door hangers.
Oh.
The rest, the 90 letters will go to PO boxes with their homes or the landlords.
Door hangers, letters, shut off notices. 2 extra steps that we never had before. And still having issues. This has probably been the most shut offs we had at one time. Or the most notices go out.
All of which cost time and money.
Sure.
I mean, for hanging door hangers, you got a public works guy walking around for several hours hanging doors. We mail 90 letters, we're paying postage on 90 letters.
What's the time taken to put them together and all that, yeah.
All that stuff.
So there was not a mass bunch of people that didn't get bills this time or something, right? This is,
Yeah.
because this is really, really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is extremely high. I did plan on stopping at the post office this week and talk to them to make sure that there's not something hiding back there, but
It'll be interesting to hear what kind of feedback when all these people get these letters and, you know, just wondering if maybe a lot of them didn't get them. I don't know, you know, because that was the second time we did the new format, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. In the event, like with that check, once we hand it to the postmaster,
Sure.
what happens with that after that? I'm not sure. But, I mean, we can't control it.
No. It's just very, very high.
Do you know what our past high number was in terms of,
74, 5
Doubled.
was a high, and that was when, people were delinquent more than 1 quarter. I worked with Connor, and I worked with Wayne, and Public Works, door hangers and things, and we had all of that under control, we had it under excellent control. And people were very responsive, they were coming in, they were paying immediately, they were getting on payment plans.
So when the water bill goes, there's something in the news, there's some place where we say the water bills are coming out, don't we? Am I misremembering that? We say it in the newsletter, right?
I think so, it should be.
I'm just wondering if we should, like, maybe do something on Facebook more often or something that says, hey, you know, did you get your water bill?
I don't.
You know, maybe just like the week after it goes out or with week and a half, just, if you didn't get it, contact town hall or whatever, because that's like, what do we have, 700 units that you send the water bill to, something like that? So that's a really high percentage.
Huge.
Of the 148, do you have the landlord versus homeowner split out, owning 2 landlords? Okay, so this isn't
Which is houses.
landlord saying, I got 20 units, I'm not paying.
So, one of our landlords, I have a good relationship with, so I just emailed them, I emailed them and said, you're delinquent, send it in. So they did. At least for a couple of their tenants, or they sent their tenant to pay.
Right.
But it was only 2.
Hey, Kim, we had, 2 or 3 walk-ins the day after we did the door hangers. The 2 walk-ins that immediately paid. And then I got a call after hours, a lady that was attempting to pay, but we were closed. But it works.
No, so none of those people said, I never got a water bill?
No.
Okay.
That's 3 of the 142.
Well, it's 3 of the 31 with shut-offs, so there's still 28 outstanding.
yeah, that's concerning is
Yeah.
probably an understatement
It's not a
considering
time
that.
of year that you would think, I mean, in the winter when people have high heat bills and stuff, I would understand it more.
People go on vacation.
Oh, vacation, yeah,
things
that's
like
true.
that, and I
You forget,
too, but-
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I paid mine 2 days late because it's out of the fridge. I walked past it 3 times.
Okay,
Well, that said, to that point, I mean, we saw some reaction to the door hangings today. Is it typically when you have high numbers like that, does the delinquency linger, or is that, you know, are the notices an impetus for those numbers to kind of go down in terms of people reacting right away
We had 3 people
today?
immediately pay.
Right.
They were in here, 2 people were in here, one person called and he had another one call after hours. It works,
Yeah.
it's immediate and it
So-
alleviates the issue.
So maybe within the next couple days, we might see some,
Attempts.
That, this
Yeah.
number will go down significantly.
You could send us an email like a week from now and let us know where we are with that. That would just be interesting to know.
And if you would like
We
me
meet
to
in-
get the work session, I can report there too, or have a report quicker.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay.
So typically, like if we do the official hang tags that are the cardboard, we're shutting your water off in X number of days. We usually only hang an average of 10 to 15. Our collection attempts have changed in that we give people several attempts, but I've never seen a number this high. So we'll see where we end up when we actually do the physical turn-offs. And that's probably a relevant number they might want to know too. Because if it's over the 10 to 15, there could be a post office issue, but usually historically people in New Windsor, they actually call in, hey, I haven't received my bill, what's going on? They want to know.
right.
And so we haven't received those kind of calls. During COVID, we were flooded with calls. We haven't got our water bill, and stuff like that. So,
Well, you guys said you put on 31 shut-off notices delivered to the doors,
that's the letters.
and you had 3 people show up immediately, but that's only 10%.
Right.
And that's only 10%. That means 90% of the people.
Let's,
90% of people may have been at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
One guy
Find him tonight.
called and said his 13-year-old son was freaking out, and because he's the one who got it, and it scared him. So I talked with him on the phone. So I got a notice, I got a text message from Will about 2 o'clock. That the door hangers were all delivered at 2 o'clock. So within that hour, 3 people
Yeah.
of that 31 showed up and 2 called. So that's pretty good for an hour. I imagine that tomorrow, we're gonna have some credit card payments.
Is the payments, are we accepting checks as well?
Yes,
Okay, so there could be some in the Dropbox too.
I checked the Dropbox on my way in tonight,
Okay.
as well as the post office, just for tomorrow morning's mail, but I checked, there was nothing in there yet.
Okay.
Someone could have turned.
well, if our high was 70, whatever, that means, about, double, another 78 are relatively consistent payers. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yes.
That's really concerning. So. Okay, well, let us know, please.
I
Yeah.
will have, as I said, we'll have a report for the work session.
And do we have a code enforcement
Yeah,
report?
Joan's not here, but she did send me a report. So she had 8 complaints total in July involving chickens, overgrown shrubbery, trash, abandoned objects, and 4 unregistered vehicles. On the updates, she's continuing with abandoned, untagged, inoperable vehicles in town, 3 letters in follow-up status pending investigation, 3 letters sent in reference to tall grass, and then 4 letters pending to be sent unregistered vehicles, unregistered untagged vehicles. Letters will now be sent to property owner / resident as well as registered owner of vehicle if information returns on vehicle identifiers. And then citation pending trash violation. And then it says, please let her know of any locations of concern or complaint. If you've received a letter of notice from Joan, please reach out to amend the complaint and concerns. And she's available by email any time of the day.
Thank you. Any questions about that?
Gary, do we have access to that spreadsheet yet?
Hopefully they do.
She told me it's in a different file path.
it's on
It's
a
not,
server
yeah, it's
file.
not in the mayor and council
No.
folder.
So I can get her or myself moving forward. We can put that each
Yeah,
month.
It would
in
be,
the-
it would be helpful, because I don't know about y'all, but I get questions from residents about specific areas, and don't have the specifics always, and I would like to, to be able to answer with as much information as I might have.
specifically asked her last month about 2 addresses that people had complained to me about, so I'd like to see if those are on her spreadsheet and where we are with actions for them.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, Heidelberg Materials updates. Yeah, we don't have it. All right, new business. 211 High Street, War Memorial Park, sidewalk and cannon display improvements.
Okay, I'll start off here. So, the 211 High Street War Memorial Park, the sidewalk and cannon area improvements. There's a briefing paper, if you'd bring that up, please, Connor. There's also sketches and renderings in there. An RFP was prepared and sent to 6 contractors or vendors. Proposals were due July 28th. We received only 1 proposal from Douglas Lawn and Landscape. Pricing for the 2 cannon display areas, which are the pea gravel areas over there, is $11,880. And they provided a second optional price to pressure wash and apply silicone sealer to existing paved areas for $890, which the total for both is $12,770. Anything I missed in the? You see the list there of the contractors that we sent to, and the rest pretty much sums up. Douglas Landscaping's proposal met all the key criteria, including completeness, cost effectiveness, and alignment with project goals. The proposal also includes, we mentioned that, sealing and preserving existing walkways, which we think is a good idea while they're there. Just another bit of information, Douglas Lawn and Landscape was the original, they did the original park, correct, Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the staff recommendation is to move forward with Douglas Lawn and Landscape to improve sidewalks, 2 cannon areas, pressure wash the existing paved area, and applying silicone sealer for a total of $12,770. Any questions?
Are they able to get that job done prior to the October timeframe? Yeah?
Thank you for bringing that up. We forgot to mention that. We did speak specifically about that, the traveling war memorial coming, so he knows about that and can get it done.
So this also includes fixed mounting points for the cannons after they're restored, and it eliminates trip hazards. So right now there's vertical bricks, they're trip hazards. We want to get rid of those, especially with all the traffic we're expecting. It'll kind of
Those
smooth everything
renderings real
out.
quick. I think there's 2 renderings. Give you an idea.
Yeah.
Paved area. That area there now is currently pea gravel, which is going to be replaced with 2 different types and colors of paving and trim. And I think there's just another angle of it.
Just like a zoomed in one.
Yeah, it's just a little, yeah, zoomed in version there, so.
Is any of this work potentially going to be impacted by streetscape? Like expansion of the sidewalks to where this is off center now, like.
Probably should take that into consideration.
So the sidewalks are required to be 5 foot. It's
Foot there. I don't know, that's a good question though.
Just something to
it's
consider.
2 or 3 inches.
It's,
Because when we met with the state, when you and I walked down there,
Mhm.
we were talking about bumping the curbs out. What's the lady's name? The design engineer?
for Marie France?
No, I can't remember her name. Anyway, so it'll be a couple inches. They're gonna slide back the curb and gutter a little bit and then widen the sidewalk.
So the
But
answer
that'll
is,
only affect like the existing, pavers and everything like that. And they actually still make them. So that park was redone in 2009 and it uses Teco block. They still make the same color and the same pavers. So.
All right. Any other
saying the
questions?
answer is no, it would not, like, I hear what Connor's saying, he's saying if they do this work, is it gonna get pulled up because the sidewalk has
It's
to
not
be?
it's not gonna impact the majority of the footprint in what we're doing. It'll be very minimal.
All right, do I hear a motion to accept the proposal from Douglas Lawn and Landscape?
I'll make that motion to accept their proposal for $12,770 to renovate the War Memorial.
Okay, thank you. I have a,
I'll second.
okay. Have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. 2025 road paving.
Okay. So the town worked with CPE once again to utilize their Howard County contract and get 7 more road segments paved using highway user revenue money. Director Myers mentioned this in his report at the June 4th council meeting. The 7 road segments there, you can see Manning from Main Street to 75, Manning from 75 to High Street, Springdale Avenue from Main Street to the end of town maintenance, Union Bridge from Main Street to Spore Line, Pilsen from Lampert to Maple, Pilsen from Maple to Church, and Tibbetts Lane from Maryland 31 to UF United Forest Products. The total lump sum price for all the segments, mobilization, traffic control, striping, etc., is $203,525.77. We had a meeting with CP, as Director Myers mentioned, on July 31st. We discussed CP's workload and need to have the paving complete by October 1st, ahead of the Vietnam Traveling War Memorial. And their plans are to start the first week in September and can be done by October 1st. And our current highway user revenue balance is $227,674. So we should be well within budget there. Do you want to add anything? We're taking advantage of cooperative purchasing basically through, they have a Howard County contract. I think it's $60 or $80 million. It's huge. So we're getting prices for paving, surface paving, base stone as if needed, pretty much going back to 2022 prices, I think it was.
What we paid in 2022.
So,
We'll take it.
and we had the highway user revenues to cover it. So it seems to be pretty straightforward. We've worked with CP. This is the 3rd time? This would be the 3rd time? Yeah. They're very, very good to work with. They actually like coming to our little area and getting away from Howard County sometimes. And they're great to work with, and have been and will continue to be, I'm sure.
Is that 203 figure the worst case where it's like base grade and everything?
Full depth for everything.
So likely not going to be that number. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing that up. We do estimates and calculations and quantities on full depth, as if you go down and take all the blacktop out and you take all your base stone, your graded aggregate base stone out. Knock on wood, we've only had a small portion of 1 or 2 roads in the Church Street that needed that, and it hasn't ever been a full section of road, but we calculate quantities and put the pricing in based on if we're doing that. So.
And we make field changes when we're out with the contractors. We see something that can be milled and overlaid. Instead of full depth, we drop the mill head down, see what our GAB is, assume that it's that way in the other section, and kind of save money that way too.
Right.
Any other questions or comments? Our recommendations to approve CEP for paving the 7 road segments as noted, for a total lump sum price of $203,525.77.
All right, do I hear a motion to accept CPE's contract for paving the road segments 1 through 7?
I'll make that motion.
All right, I have a motion, or an acceptance of the motion, and,
I'll second.
okay, have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
All right, last one. On to new or old business, correct?
I apologize, it is old business.
Yep. All right. I'll get started again. 211 High Street property redevelopment. Mayor Cornick thought it would be beneficial to take a step back, provide an overview for the council, especially the new members, allow for discussion and questions, and get the project on the right course moving forward. There's a 211 High Street redevelopment folder in tonight's mayor and council folder with several pertinent documents. Following is some information to begin an open discussion, a little bit of history moving forward, what we have done so far, where we are, and then kind of game plan moving forward a little bit. There was a presentation by New Windsor Fire Department at the February 7th, 2024 council meeting. The town applied for a grant from the FY25 Department of Housing and Community Development Community Legacy Program for interior renovations to convert property into 2 to 4 apartments for New Windsor Fire Department staff in the amount of $382,750. That was the application, which included a town contribution of $27,500. So it would be $355,250 actual grant money. The town was approved for that for $250,000 from the Community Legacy Program. An estimate for interior renovations was required for that Community Legacy Grant application. An estimate from JP's Custom Home Painting and Renovations dated April 29th, 2024 for $388,446. That included 2-bedroom, HVAC, and sprinkler system for each floor. Again, the town contribution for that grant of $27,500 includes water service lateral, which has been completed. It was completed, done as part of the water line in Main Street, and then in-kind administrative contribution, which is we keep track of our hours, what that Mike works on overseeing the grant, and then meetings that myself and Wayne have with contractors and progress meetings and things like that. So that's pretty much been our contribution of actual money towards the water service ladder has already been done. So the total approved is $277,500, again, which is $250,000 of actual grant money on that application. Then on July 2nd of this year, the town applied for another grant in FY26 for $450,000 from the same Community Legacy Program for a remainder of interior upgrades and exterior upgrades to the building. Decision of the grant approval is expected in October of November of this year, and then grant approval, if it's approved, the grant agreement is expected January of 26. Total if the FY grant application is approved would be $727,500 or $700,000 actual grant money for redevelopment. A briefing was prepared for exterior renovations and presented at the June 4th council meeting. Estimates from Public Works Director and Town Manager range from $107,800 to $147,800 plus foundation assessment. That's in tonight's folder as well. General contractor is needed to oversee the entire project, and an RFP will be needed. Meeting is needed with the New Windsor Fire Department to outline project responsibilities, schedule, and involvement of all parties. We need to develop a project schedule and completion plan, and then need to execute first stages of the plan, beginning with the RFP to hire general contractor, preparation for construction of exterior renovations, followed by interior renovations. That's just some history and some information to get the conversation started.
Well, thank you for doing that. Given I thought it might be beneficial for our new members. I think you may have come in on the tail end of the discussion of appointing the Councilman Frock. And then obviously Councilman Howard wasn't privy to any of that, and Councilman Wolf Mallow unexpectedly he had to attend a meeting. So I wanted you all to kind of get an overview of this. The other thing is I I forgot about the PowerPoint presentation presented by the fire department, which I recommend us taking a look at going forward, just to get a view of the intent of the use of 211. Okay. So what I'd like to do, this is my suggestion, is that Town Manager mentioned, setting up a meeting with the fire department to kind of map out a plan moving forward in terms of their involvement in the construction process. So I think we need to decide what parties from this body would be in attendance. That was my first thought, in attendance in that meeting, and then just kind of go over the things that we'd like to try to hash out.
Wasn't there a committee previously selected that included somebody from, Dave, you were part of that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think Kevin was.
I was, too.
I was, and there was several members of the volunteer fire department that were on that, although, we had a meeting to kick it off, and then
Right.
things happened, and we never did
Right.
meet as a group again, other than some email traffic.
Yeah, so,
Well, I mean, for consistency, I'm okay with the two of you continuing, maybe one of the newer. Obviously, we can't have 3 council people at it, because,
right.
Well, you can, but then you have to go through the requirements of the
Right,
open meeting.
Right. Well, I mean, it'd probably be an open meeting anyways, but yeah, just to make it less complicated. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm in agreement with that. I just didn't want to throw myself
I mean,
in
it
there,
kind
but
of falls a little bit under economic development, not to volunteer Josh when he's not here, but that would be my suggestion, but I don't have, otherwise. What do you think, Dave?
I mean, I think that's fine, and, if
Somebody
someone
else, let's
felt
go.
strongly that they wanted to be on
Yeah,
it.
that's how the other guys
You don't feel strongly?
No.
I don't think I need to be at those meetings. Decisions, I would assume, would be made here
Yeah.
versus within a meeting there, so there's,
Well, the initial meeting, I think, would be to set up something with either the fire chief or whoever. I don't even know if they have a committee to look after this. So I can reach out to them and ask if that's agreeable with the council and say, hey, we'd like to have a planning meeting to figure out the process of the plan moving forward. So,
I would like myself and Director Myers to be in attendance as well. My notes from the meeting back in December, Steve Crimer, Brian Bowers, and Braden Masters was on that
yeah,
committee.
but again, we had an initial meeting, but it didn't go any further than that, which is why I was thinking we should have a meeting now to move forward.
Yeah,
So,
where are we now, and where are we
Yeah.
going from here, kind of thing.
so, I'll attend, Councilman Hoffman, and then
You gonna get Josh as well, or?
I can, to not volunteer him when he's not here, I can certainly be there if it works with my schedules.
and depending on when the meeting is too, I don't want to. So,
Start with him.
initially, what do you all think about me just reaching out to Chief Crimer?
That's probably the best place to start.
And tell him what our intent is. Does that sound agreeable to you
It's like
guys?
a good regroup time, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I won't be able to do that till first part of next week, but I will absolutely set it up for Monday. Sound like a plan? Okay. Is that, all right.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
I just want, if we're done with that,
What?
is that all you had for that? Just go where we're going with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if there's any questions or.
No, I just had a question about something else, but I didn't want to,
Brought up.
yeah.
Did we get anywhere with the bees?
Had to bring that up, didn't you?
I didn't see a big tent, so.
You have met with the beekeeper or bee guys, whatever you want to call them, and their recommendation from 2 or 3 of them is to wait until later, beginning of fall, when it's cooler and they're less active, they're easier to transfer that way.
That all makes sense.
The bees.
And we have somebody, right, that
Yeah.
is going to take care of the job for us, right?
All right, any other questions? All right, any announcements?
I actually have a question about something else
Oh.
under old business.
The floor is yours.
I just wanted to, just came into my head when I looked at the agenda. Where are we with Project Open Space money? Have we heard it? Because we had talked about, I think, 2 or 3 small projects, and then we heard the money got cut, and
I think the money.
but it wasn't like it was
That was
eliminated.
that was for the next round
Oh,
of
okay. It wasn't for
applications
what
was
we're
cut,
doing on.
cut significantly, I think.
Yes, I remember
we
that.
reported on that.
What time of year do we usually hear about that?
Let me see if I have any emails from Mike here.
Nothing's come in that I've gone, what is this?
What's this check for?
What's this deposit for?
Put it in. Before anybody asks for it.
Okay, so this email from Mike on the 18th of July here. The FY '24 POS grant, 3 projects, the Spring House, Atlee Ridge Basketball Court, and Skate Park Lighting. All grants have been okayed by DNR and have been passed over to the Maryland, I guess, Bureau of Public Works or
Yeah, Bureau of Public Works.
for approval. We're waiting them to be placed on the agenda for a vote.
Okay.
Now, that Public Works Bureau meets kind of whenever they want.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll meet for 1, sometimes they'll meet for 4 or 5. There's really no rhyme or reason, but that was as of July 18th.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Well, that's good. Hopefully good. That's all.
All right, any other questions, announcements?
President.
All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Everybody wanted to stay here or something.